In the remote village of Santa Rosa, nestled deep within the mist-shrouded mountains, a sinister presence lurked in the shadows. The villagers whispered of a creature so terrifying, its very name sent chills down their spines. Chupacabra. Miguel, a seasoned hunter with weathered features and haunted eyes, had heard the tales since childhood. He knew the stories held a grain of truth, for the livestock killings were too frequent to be mere coincidence. Determined to protect his community, Miguel resolved to face the Chupacabra head-on. Armed with a rusty machete and a heart full of dread, he ventured into the heart of the dense forest. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, their branches swaying ominously in the moonlight. As Miguel pressed on, he could sense an otherworldly presence, a malevolence that hung heavy in the air. Suddenly, a blood-curdling shriek pierced the silence. The hairs on the back of Miguel's neck stood on end as he followed the sound. He stumbled upon a clearing, bathed in an eerie, pale glow. There he saw it, a grotesque creature with leathery skin, glowing red eyes and razor-sharp fangs, a true embodiment of nightmares. The Chupacabra crouched over a fallen lamb, its elongated claws ripping through flesh with ease. The stench of blood and decay hung heavy in the air. Miguel's heart raced, his grip tightening around the machete. He could not allow this terror to haunt his village any longer. Summoning every ounce of courage, Miguel charged at the Chupacabra, his machete raised high. The creature turned, its eyes burning with malice. In a blur of motion, it lunged at him, teeth gnashing. Miguel swung his blade, slicing through the air, but the Chupacabra evaded with supernatural agility. A fierce battle ensued, a dance of life and death beneath the moonlit canopy. Miguel fought with relentless determination, dodging the Chupacabra's savage attacks while aiming precise strikes. The clash echoed through the night, a symphony of clashing steel and guttural growls. As the battle wore on, Miguel felt exhaustion seeping into his bones. His vision blurred and his steps grew sluggish. The Chupacabra sensed his weakness, pressing its advantage. With a swift movement, it lunged at Miguel, teeth sinking deep into his arm. Pain seared through his body, but Miguel refused to succumb. Summoning a final burst of strength, he delivered a desperate blow to the creature's head. The Chupacabra staggered, its grip loosening. In a final act of defiance, Miguel plunged the machete into its heart. The Chupacabra let out a tortured wail, its body convulsing before collapsing lifeless on the forest floor. Miguel stumbled backward, his chest heaving. He had defeated the monster that had plagued his village, but the cost was great. As dawn broke, the first rays of sunlight filtered through the trees, casting a gentle glow on the fallen Chupacabra. Miguel, battered and bloodied, gazed at the lifeless creature. The weight of his victory bore heavily on his weary shoulders, for he knew the horrors he had witnessed would forever haunt his dreams. And so, the legend of the Chupacabra became a tale passed down through generations. Though the creature was vanquished, the memory of that fateful night remained etched in the hearts of the villagers, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unsuspecting corners of the world. In the remote wilderness of a forgotten desert town, the blistering heat held its grip over the parched earth. A community once vibrant and teeming with life had been reduced to mere whispers, burdened by an unspeakable terror, the dreaded Chupacabra. Marisol, a seasoned biologist seeking to unravel the mysteries of the natural world, arrived in the desolate town, drawn by the allure of this mythical creature. Armed with her scientific equipment and an insatiable curiosity, she ventured into the arid desert, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. Days turned into weeks as Marisol tirelessly combed the barren landscape, documenting the flora and fauna that dared to survive in such harsh conditions. But the locals' warning echoed in her ears, a cautionary tale of the Chupacabra's insatiable thirst for blood and its ability to blend seamlessly with the shadows. One fateful evening, as the scorching sun dipped below the horizon, Marisol stumbled upon a hidden oasis, a haven concealed from prying eyes. Mesmerized by the glistening water and vibrant vegetation, she could not resist the urge to explore further, unaware of the darkness lurking beneath the surface. As the moon ascended to claim its throne in the inky sky, Marisol sensed a change in the air, a heaviness that enveloped her surroundings. She cautiously ventured deeper into the oasis, her heart pounding in anticipation. A rustle in the underbrush startled her, causing Marisol to whirl around. Her eyes widened as the Chupacabra materialized before her, its sinewy form radiating an eerie luminescence. It possessed an otherworldly beauty, juxtaposed against the raw terror that emanated from its very core. Marisol's scientific curiosity was momentarily eclipsed by a surge of primal fear. The Chupacabra locked eyes with her, its gaze piercing through the veil of her resolve. It moved with supernatural grace, its fangs glistening under the moonlight as it bared them in a sinister grin. Summoning her courage, Marisol retrieved her camera, her hands trembling as she aimed to capture this elusive creature for the world to see. With each click, the Chupacabra's wrath grew, sensing a trespass upon its sacred domain. It lunged forward, its claws slashing through the air just inches from Marisol's flesh. A frantic chase ensued as Marisol darted through the twisted foliage, her heart pounding in her ears. The creature's bloodlust surged, its pursuit relentless and unyielding. The once serene oasis transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth, its very essence conspiring to ensure her demise. In a desperate bid for survival, Marisol stumbled upon an ancient temple, its crumbling stone walls offering a momentary refuge. She pressed her back against the cold surface, her breath ragged, and listened as the Chupacabra's enraged growls reverberated through the air. In the shadowed sanctuary, Marisol found an artifact, an ancient talisman whispered to possess the power to banish the Chupacabra forever. Holding it tightly, she stepped into the moonlit clearing, her voice trembling but resolute. With unwavering determination, Marisol recited the ancient incantation, her words weaving through the stillness of the desert night. The talisman glowed in her hand, emanating a brilliant light that engulfed the Chupacabra. The creature howled in agony as it dissolved into wisps of smoke, vanishing into the ether. Silence settled upon the oasis as Marisol's heart raced with a mixture of triumph and relief. She had conquered the Chupacabra, sealing away its malevolence within the ancient talisman. But as she turned to walk away, she couldn't help but feel it wasn't over. Deep in the heart of a forgotten rainforest, a group of intrepid explorers set out on an expedition, driven by their insatiable thirst for adventure. They were drawn to the legends surrounding the Chupacabra, a creature said to haunt the dense undergrowth and strike fear into the hearts of all who encountered it. As the explorers delved deeper into the rainforest's emerald embrace, a sense of foreboding settled over them. The air grew heavy, suffused with an eerie stillness that belied the teeming life hidden within the foliage. Whispers of the Chupacabra danced on the edge of their consciousness, like ghosts beckoning them towards their doom. One night, as the moon bathed the forest in a pale glow, the explorers set up camp in a clearing, their flickering fire casting long shadows that danced along the towering trees. They huddled together, their faces etched with trepidation, sharing tales of the Chupacabra handed down through generations. Suddenly, a piercing scream tore through the night, freezing them in their tracks. Their hearts raced as they exchanged wide-eyed glances, knowing that the legendary beast had set its sights on them. Fear gripped their souls, rendering them helpless against the encroaching darkness. With each passing moment, the forest seemed to close in around them, tightening its grip on their collective sanity. Strange noises whispered through the trees, rustling leaves, branches snapping, and the haunting echo of a distant howl. The explorers realized they were no longer alone. From the depths of the underbrush, the Chupacabra emerged, its form a grotesque fusion of predator and nightmare. Its glowing eyes pierced the veil of shadows, fixating on the trembling explorers. Their screams of terror mingled with the chorus of the rainforest, a desperate plea for salvation. The Chupacabra moved with unnatural swiftness, its bony limbs propelling it closer to its prey. The explorers scattered in a frenzied attempt to escape, their frantic footfalls resonating through the undergrowth. But the creature was relentless, closing in on its targets one by one. The forest itself seemed to conspire against the explorers, its twisted roots and tangled vines snaring their feet, ensuring they could not outrun their impending doom. The Chupacabra struck with surgical precision, tearing through flesh and bone, savoring the taste of their terror. As the night wore on, the rainforest claimed its victims one by one, their anguished cries swallowed by the cacophony of the jungle. The Chupacabra reveled in its feast, a maelstrom of bloodlust and savagery. And with each life extinguished, the forest grew darker, more sinister. By dawn, the rainforest stood silent, its secrets forever cloaked in darkness. The Chupacabra vanished, leaving behind only whispers of its horrific deeds. The lush foliage that once beckoned explorers now stood as a haunting reminder of the price paid for satisfying one's curiosity. Legend would forever shroud the rainforest, dissuading others from venturing into its depths. The tale of the Chupacabra would echo through time, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left untouched, for the price of knowledge may be one's very soul. Thanks for watching today's video. Please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It really helps us out, and until next time, stay safe and never wander too far from the light.